down to earth, well paced, well structured, and certainly action orientated. Welcome back, Mere Mortalites, to another edition of the Mere Mortals book reviews. You've got one here. For those who have been tuning in at home, you might have been seeing a lot of podcasts coming out recently from Kyron, especially on the Mere Mortals book reviews. Now that is because I have set up myself a brand new space here at home now, a little office space. You can see some stuff here in the background if you're looking at the video, but it is coming along. But nonetheless, let's get into today's book review. And today I have Dad's Guide to Pregnancies for Dummies. And it's pretty self-explanatory as to why I am reading it. If you've been checking out the rest of the podcasts, I am indeed going to be a dad very, very soon. In fact, as of the time of recording this, which is the 28th of March, it is roughly around 4 weeks until baby girl comes into my life. And so reading this is an imperative. And so Dad's Guide to Pregnancies is the book review that I'm going to be talking through today. Now, interestingly enough, right at the beginning, I was gifted this book twice over, 2 times. And the original, this is the actual OG one. The second one, I believe, I've got it packed away somewhere so that someone can go and pick it up. I can gift it away, whatever it may be. Now, as per usual with these sort of books, the For Dummies, I'm going to be quite blunt here. Normally I had thought, because I believe I've read 1 or 2 others for dummies. I believe it was for a Shakespeare book back in high school or something like that. I didn't think they were that great. I didn't enjoy them, but that perhaps, as you'll see, might have been because it was a topic that I didn't like in the first place. Now, let's talk about Dr. Justin Colson. So Dr. Justin Colson, now he's a parent and parenting expert who actually wrote this book, and a dad to 6 children. Damn, I'm only going into 1. And a couple of the notes that I have here directly from Justin's website is that he's a co-host and parenting expert on Channel 9's Parental Guidance. So that's here a TV channel here in Australia. He's the founder of happyfamilies.com.au and one of Australia's most trusted parenting experts. So look, seems like he's got the chops for being someone to actually discuss some of these topics as well. And the book itself is fairly short, fairly light. I'm holding it up here. It's not many pages to it. In fact, it's 200 odd pages, not even including some indexes. So it's quite easy to read through. However, the way that it is structured, talking about the structure of the book, is that it's spaced out, and I'll bring up the chapters here so we can sort of talk about it. It's spaced out so you read it through the trimesters that follow through for your partner. So here's a couple of examples. One, it's everything you ever wanted to know on how to make a baby. Do you know how to make a baby, folks? And then he goes into what to expect when she's expecting, and the breakdown of the first trimester, second trimester, the third trimester, the final preparations, aka right before the birth, light camera action, giving birth, haven't gone to that stage, so I'll let you know how that goes, and life after birth. And within each one of those sections, it's broken down into what can you expect. So first trimester, I mean, from experience, me and my partner, we're seeing the motion sickness, the exhaustion, the general sickness, when to get the food. As you go through the second, third trimesters, there's conversations around the medical stuff. What should we prepare? What have you got to get yourself ready in terms of the bags for the hospital? And again, this is very Australia-centric, which is a good thing. Obviously, we're based in Australia. But I encourage us to really understand, what do we need to know? What do we not know? And I guess the fact that it says, it's for dummies, I really enjoyed that. I'm a first-time parent. I don't know everything there is to know. And the way that it's simplicity that it's laid out in this book is actually really quite wonderful. Some of the other notes that I just put down here for myself was the learning made easy. Callouts were really easy to just pick up and run through. As you'll see, and I'll probably just hold these up. There's a lot of tips, reminders, tips across the book. I'm going to just hold that up to the camera a little bit longer. You'll see that there's reminders, actions, and this book was meant for reading over an extended period of time, 9 months or so, right? Pregnancy. And for me, I was reading multiple other books, maybe 5-6 books through the time that I actually finished reading Dad's Guide to Pregnancy by Justin Colson. And it was fantastic because it was one of those that you just meant to pick up, read for a little bit, read a section that you're interested in or the trimester that you're in, and then put it back down at a later time. In fact, nowadays I'm now using it or leveraging it to just go and refer, get some notes around, oh yes, there was this thing that we need to remember for taking to the hospital, or hey, why are we feeling or experiencing this? Really fantastic for that. And once again, it's got a section very much at the very end around about becoming a dad, the couple of days of the fourth trimester, the time afterwards, which is really quite an interesting piece. Some of the key takeaways, I guess, from myself, although, you'll find this in different books, but I was glad that, it was talked about in Dad's Guide to Pregnancy. Things around baby moon, which we definitely took, time away before the baby's birth to go and relax, go and enjoy that solitude time that you're going to have, because you're not going to have it for very long. So that was really quite wonderful. And I enjoyed the tips and the actions and the reminders that were sort of scattered around, to the point that while this is a dad's guide to pregnancy, I found myself really quite often passing it through to my partner or noting down particular pages to go, oh, we have to have a conversation about this. This is quite interesting. So Justin Colson, thank you very much for putting together Dad's Guide to Pregnancy. This was actually a really wonderful book. In terms of, takeaways, there's a ton load, especially if you're going to be a dad to be. So my recommendation to you, mere mortals out there, if you are expecting to be a dad or planning to be one soon, I would say do yourself a favor. Pick up something like this or an equivalent. But to be honest, if you're Australia-based, this Dad's Guide to Pregnancy was probably the best that, as I started, even though I got gifted this and started reading it, having a slight look around at what other options that were available, this tended to be the general one out there that people would sort of point to and go, hey, go and have a bit of a read on that one. So Dad's Guide to Pregnancy from Justin Colson, for me, an 8 out of 10. It's very much a in the moment book, aka I'm not going to read this if I was 17 years old, but if you are, as I say, going to be a dad and you're really looking for something just to give you a bit of a guiding path, especially learning to know what your missus is feeling or your partner, or however you may be thinking in terms of how to get ready for being a dad and what all that entails. It's a good, easy to consume book that you can't really go past. So, mere mortals, that's it for the book Dad's Guide to Pregnancy, and for the first time doing it here in the new office. So, hope you've enjoyed that little short, bite-sized piece book review. Again, if you want to support us, sending through a boostergram through any of the new podcastingapps.com out there, really beneficial for us. If not, share the book review, talk about it, and if you have a friend or you yourself are going to be a new dad very soon, pass this on to someone else who might feel like they might just need to know whether Justin's Dad's Guide to Pregnancy for Dummies book is well worth the read, which for me, 8 out of 10, absolutely well worth the read. So let's leave it at that. Be Immortal Lights, 1 out.